Throwing for the end zone. Receivers are there. Defenders are there. Into the end zone. Who has the ball? Touchdown!
It was the biggest game up until that point in BYU's history.
We played some good teams in the past, but this was probably one of the best teams at SMU.
We were outplayed completely for about 56 of the 60 minutes of the game.
We were about 20 points behind with 3.5 minutes left in the game. Had been beaten soundly all night long.
Coach sent into the punting team, and I told the offense to huddle up. And I turned around and yelled at the punting team to get off the field. And I came to the sidelines and voiced my opinion about how they were quitting. And you know, had we punted then, we had no chance, and we had no chance anyway. So why not go for it?
It was like made for a movie. 3 ticks left, and no timeouts. And then he throws the ball. I thought he was trying to throw the ball out of the stadium.
I was running to it, and it was coming down, and it was just total and complete concentration and focus on the ball. That's my ball.
And then when the referees raised their arms, it was pandemonium. Pandemonium on that field.
It really was an incredible experience for me to realize you should never quit, because everything's possible. Anything's possible.
Hi, I'm Scott Wilhite. I'm the writer and director of Never Give Up, a short film depicting events surrounding one of the most incredible come-from-behind victories ever in College Bowl history. The game became known as the Miracle Bowl, and more than 30 years later, people still talk about it. But the people that know, the people who were actually on that team, they also talk about something else, a story you've probably never heard about, an equally improbable and inspiring moment by the underdog of all underdogs, a socially awkward equipment manager, a guy with some physical challenges, but a guy with an unconquerable spirit. His name is Mel Farr.
Mel Farr is a manager on our team that had some physical disabilities, was as much a part of our team as anybody on the team.
With his physical limitations, he wasn't able to play football, but he had a heart like none other. What Mel did the night before the game, the circumstances and how it played out, paralleled the game in so many ways.
It's been 30 years since Mel tore that phone book up, and I'm serious when I say this. Anybody who was in that room that night remembers it. And that feat is remembered as fondly among the 1980 team as Clay Brown coming down with that ball.
So Mel comes up to the front of the room with the San Diego phone book, which is about this thick. I mean, it was this big, monstrous phone book.
And he would say, if I can tear this phone book in half tonight, we can win the game tomorrow.
So he grabs the top of the book and he's trying to tear it, but he's trying to tear the whole thing. If you're gonna tear it, you tear 3 or 4 pages and work your way through. And I thought, this guy's nuts.
He was sweating, he was gritting his teeth.
And he could not tear that phone book. He couldn't get it to budge.
And he wouldn't give up. I mean, there was no way, you know, he would have died right there on the floor sooner than give up.
I don't really know what the full time was, but it seemed like about a half an hour.
Jim McMahon went up there to Mel to say, hey, that's all right, Mel, or whatever. And Mel, you know, he slashed at him and got him away.
So I tried to go up and help him, and he just pushed me away like, you know, get out of here, Mac, because I got it.
Mel looked and stared at McMahon and said, McMahon, I'm gonna do this, don't quit.
Mel's turning purple by this point. I mean, he is completely purple. The veins are popping out of his head.
And now people were chanting his name. Mel, 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 Mel.
And then he ripped the thing in half and threw it up into the air. And there's this incredible jubilation in the room.
He accomplished, in our opinion, the impossible. I mean, Mel couldn't weigh more than $120. I mean, he was just a little guy.
With all of his heart and might and strength, just tearing a phone book to show these behemoths, you know, you can do the impossible. That's the kind of stuff. That's what inspires 20-year-old kids.
Now, it's one thing to hear someone tell the story. It's quite another to see it. I'd like to film this story in a dramatic way where you can see it, you can hear it, you can experience it as if you were there. But most of all, you can share it. You can spread encouragement. You can inspire a friend or family member to never ever give up on their dreams. Our main roadblock for this film has been funding. Film is an expensive art form. But thanks to the beauty of Kickstarter, I can share our intentions with the internet community, and together as a group, we can make it happen. Kickstarter is a new way to fund creative projects that uses the power of people. People like you and me who contribute to make something extraordinary. I ask you to be part of this. Pledge what you can, then spread the word to friends or family. It's an amazing story. Let's share it. On our Kickstarter page, you'll see different levels of rewards for those who contribute. You can also read more about how Kickstarter works. I think it's a great platform. And in advance, I want to say thank you. For more than 30 years, a few guys on that team have talked about this story. And for more than 5 years, I've known about it, but I haven't had the funding to do anything about it. Now it's time to film it. Let's pass on much needed encouragement with this amazing story. Never give up.